Welcome back. Well, Aldi Supermarkets has been named one of the fastest growing grocers in America. I didn't know that.
Yeah, shoppers already know about their low prices and private label first format.
What pros know about Aldi that beginners don't? You're bleeding money at Aldi. Every single trip, same store, same prices. Some people save $50 a week. Others save $200. The difference? Aldi veterans know things that take beginners years to figure out. The Wednesday trick, the freezer strategy, the checkout hack that saves you every trip. These aren't couponers. These are people who cut their grocery bill in half. Today, I'm exposing what Aldi pros know that you don't. Stick around. Number 1 made me rethink every grocery trip I've ever taken. 10. Wednesdays are when pros shop beginners shop at Aldi whenever it's convenient. Pros shop on Wednesdays. Always Wednesdays. Here's why. Aldi's weekly ad cycle runs Wednesday to Tuesday. New deals start Wednesday morning. New Aldi Finds hit shelves Wednesday morning. The store is fully stocked Wednesday morning. One 15-year Aldi veteran explained, "I used to shop Saturdays like everyone else. Shelves were half empty, best deals were gone. I switched to Wednesday mornings and everything changed. Full stock. First pick of limited items. I get everything I want." Wednesday morning specifically is optimal. Most people are at work. The store is quiet. Staff just finished restocking overnight. You have the entire store to yourself with full inventory. Limited edition Aldi Finds sell out fast. The good ones are gone by Thursday or Friday. If you shop Saturday, you're seeing picked over leftovers. One pro said, "That viral Aldi find everyone's talking about on Instagram, if you're not there Wednesday or Thursday, forget it. It's gone." Seasonal items follow the same pattern. Holiday products, summer specials, back-to-school items, they arrive Wednesdays and disappear within days. Pros also know which Wednesday of the month matters most. The first Wednesday of each month tends to bring bigger product rotations and more significant Aldi Find drops. Fresh produce is also best on Wednesdays. Aldi receives multiple deliveries per week, but Wednesday is typically a major restock day. The berries are fresh. The lettuce is crisp. The avocados aren't all rock hard or completely overripe. The meat section is fully stocked. You get first pick of the best cuts before other shoppers paw through everything. But knowing when to shop is just the beginning. Because what pros know about the quarter system will completely change how you approach the entire store. 9. The quarter system is about more than carts. Beginners see the quarter cart system as an inconvenience. Pros see it as the foundation of everything Aldi does differently. You need a quarter to unlock a shopping cart. You get your quarter back when you return the cart. Simple. But here's what beginners miss. This system is why Aldi keeps prices low. Aldi doesn't hire cart collectors. No employees spending hours in parking lots rounding up abandoned carts. No damaged cars from runaway carts. No lost carts that need replacing. One longtime shopper explained, "The quarter isn't about the quarter. It's about Aldi eliminating an entire category of labor costs and passing those savings to customers." The quarter system also reveals Aldi's entire business philosophy. Make customers do small tasks in exchange for lower prices. This trade-off appears throughout the store once you know what to look for. Pros always keep a quarter in their car. Some keep a cart key, a plastic tool shaped like a quarter that unlocks carts. It stays on their keychain permanently. But here's the pro move beginners never consider. If you're shopping with someone, one person returns both carts and collects both quarters. You just made 25 cents. Do this twice a week for a year? That's $26 in free money. One pro said, "I'm in my 60s. My knees aren't great. My daughter returns the cart and keeps my quarter. Over the years, she's probably made $200 this way. It's her Aldi allowance." The quarter system also creates a social contract. Everyone returns carts because everyone wants their quarter back. The parking lot stays organized. Pros appreciate this. It means easier parking, safer conditions, and faster in and out shopping. Beginners complain about needing a quarter. Pros recognize it as the first signal that Aldi operates on a completely different model than traditional grocery stores. Now, if you think the quarter trick is clever, wait until you hear what pros know about packaging. Because this next insight will change what you buy and how much you save. Hold on, if you're starting to see Aldi differently, hit that like button and subscribe. Because what's coming next gets even better, and you won't want to miss a single insider tip. 8. Generic packaging hides premium products. Beginners judge products by packaging. Pros know. Aldi's plain packaging is deliberate and often hides premium quality. Aldi's store brands come in simple packaging, minimal graphics, Basic colors, no fancy marketing copy. It looks cheap because it is cheap to produce. But that packaging often contains products made by major brand manufacturers. Here's what pros have figured out. Many Aldi products are made in the same factories as name brands, just with different labels. One veteran shopper who worked in food manufacturing explained, "I recognized the facility code on Aldi's chocolate. Same factory that makes Ghirardelli. Same product, different wrapper, half the price." Pros have identified dozens of these connections by comparing ingredient lists, nutritional facts, and facility codes. Aldi's Millville cereals? Many are produced by the same manufacturers that make name brand cereals. The Millville Raisin Bran is essentially identical to major brands, but costs $1.50 less. The Clancy's chips? Compare them to name brands. Same ingredients, same texture, same taste, fraction of the price. Benton's cookies are legendary among Aldi pros. Girl Scout cookie season? Benton's fudge mint cookies taste suspiciously similar to Thin Mints. Available year-round for $1.29. One pro said, "I bought Girl Scout cookies for 25 years, paid $5 a box to support Scouts. Then I tried Benton's fudge mints, identical. Now I donate $20 to the Scouts and buy Benton's. Everyone wins." The specially selected line hides even more premium products. This is Aldi's upscale brand, but it's still cheaper than equivalent products at regular stores. Specially selected olive oil is often Italian or Spanish imported oil at half what Williams-Sonoma charges. The bottle is plain, but the oil inside is legitimate extra virgin from Mediterranean groves. Pros have learned to ignore packaging completely. They read ingredients, they compare nutritional labels, they taste test. The generic packaging becomes invisible once you know what's inside. But understanding generic packaging is nothing compared to what pros know about Aldi Finds. Because this next strategy separates casual shoppers from people who score the best deals of the year. 7. Aldi Finds aren't random, they follow patterns. Beginners think Aldi Finds are random weekly surprises. Pros know they follow predictable patterns and plan their shopping accordingly. Aldi Finds are limited time special items. They appear for 1 week, sometimes 2. Once they're gone, they're gone. Or so beginners think. Pros know better. Aldi Finds rotate on seasonal cycles. That popular item you missed in March, it'll probably return next March. One 12-year Aldi shopper keeps a spreadsheet. I track every Aldi find I like, the month it appeared, the price. Most items return annually, some return twice a year. Once you track patterns, you can predict what's coming. This knowledge is powerful. Pros know that certain categories appear during specific seasons. Outdoor and garden items peak in spring and early summer. Grills, patio furniture, planters, gardening tools, they all follow predictable schedules. Exercise equipment appears in January, New Year's resolution season, and September. Back to gym season. Holiday decor arrives exactly 6 weeks before each holiday. Want Halloween decorations? They hit stores in mid-September. Christmas items? Early November. The really valuable Aldi Finds, kitchen appliances, power tools, specialty food items, often return to the same week or 2-week window each year. One pro explained, "The Ambiano stand mixer appears every November, always November. I've bought 3 over the years as gifts. Never missed it because I know when to look." Pros also know that Aldi tests products regionally before rolling them out nationally. If an Aldi find does exceptionally well in test markets, it might return sooner or become permanent. Some former Aldi finds have graduated to permanent items. The Everything Bagel Seasoning was originally an Aldi find, sold out constantly. Now it's part of the regular lineup. Pros pay attention to these transitions. They know which Aldi finds have potential to become permanent and stock up accordingly. Social media has made Aldi finds more competitive. When an item goes viral on Instagram or TikTok, it sells out within hours. Pros have adapted. Beginners hear about hot Aldi finds days after they've sold out. Pros see them coming and get there first. The predictability of Aldi finds also helps with budgeting. Pros know that big-ticket items like the standing desk or the kayak will appear during specific windows. They save accordingly. Understanding Aldi. Find patterns transforms them from random surprises into plannable shopping opportunities. That's the difference between pros and beginners. But here's where things get really interesting. Because what pros know about Aldi's return policy is something most shoppers never discover, and it's one of the most generous policies in grocery retail. 6. The twice as nice guarantee is seriously generous. Beginners assume grocery return policies are strict. Pros know. Aldi's twice as nice guarantee is one of the best in retail. If you're not satisfied with any Aldi product, you can return it for a full refund and a replacement product. Read that again. Full refund and replacement. You get your money back and you get to try a different product. One pro explained, "I've returned products at Aldi that I'd never dare return anywhere else. Half-eaten packages, empty containers, they don't care, they refund everything." This policy applies to everything. Produce that went bad too quickly, meat that didn't taste right, frozen food you didn't like. Aldi Finds that broke. Anything. You don't need a receipt, though it helps. Aldi tracks purchases through payment cards so they can look up transactions. One longtime shopper said, "I bought strawberries that got moldy the next day. Returned them without the container. Just told them what happened. Full refund. Plus they gave me a fresh container free. No questions asked." The twice as nice guarantee means pros are willing to try anything. That weird Aldi find, that unfamiliar international product, that new organic line, there's zero risk. Beginners stick to familiar products because they're afraid to waste money. Pros experiment constantly because they know Aldi stands behind everything. This policy exists because Aldi knows satisfied customers return and spend more. One unhappy customer costs more than dozens of returns. The policy also reinforces Aldi's confidence in their products. They know most items won't get returned because the quality is solid. The generous policy is a statement. We trust what we sell. Beginners don't know this policy exists. Pros consider it one of Aldi's biggest advantages. But if you think the return policy is generous, wait until you see what pros know about pricing errors. Because this next insight could save you serious money on every single trip. 5. Price scanning errors work in your favor. Beginners assume prices are always correct. Pros know scanning errors happen, and Aldi's policy makes them profitable. Aldi has a price accuracy guarantee. If an item rings up at a higher price than the shelf tag, you get the item free. Not a refund. Free. One pro said, "I've gotten hundreds of dollars worth of free groceries over the years just by paying attention to the screen when items scan." This policy applies to advertised prices and shelf tags. If the shelf says $2.99, but it scans at $3.49, you get it free. Pros watch the register screen like hawks. Every item, every price. They know exactly what things should cost because they've been shopping Aldi for years. When a discrepancy appears, they point it out immediately. The cashier verifies. If the shelf tag is lower, the item is free. One veteran shopper explained, "About once a month, something scans wrong. Usually it's a sale item that didn't update in the system. I get it free, they fix the system. Everyone wins." This happens more often than you'd think. Sale items starting Wednesday sometimes don't update in the system until later in the day. Shelf tags get placed on wrong products. Price changes don't sync immediately. The policy also encourages Aldi to maintain price accuracy. They know customers are watching, they know errors cost them money, so they stay diligent. But here's the pro strategy beginners miss. Pros memorize regular prices. They know that Millville cereal is usually $1.89. Friendly Farms milk is $2.19. When something scans wrong, they catch it immediately. One pro said, "I know Aldi price is better than my own phone number. When something's off, I notice, and I always say something." Beginners assume the register is always right. Pros know that when the register is wrong, they get free groceries. This vigilance pays off. And it's another reason pros love Aldi. The store's policies consistently favor the customer. Now, you might be thinking, these are all just clever shopping tricks. But what's coming at number 4 is different. This is about understanding how Aldi's entire layout is designed and how pros navigate it to save time and money. 4. The middle aisle is where real savings hide. Beginners avoid Aldi's middle aisles because the products change weekly and seem random. Pros beeline straight to the middle aisles because that's where the best deals hide. The middle aisles, officially called the Aisle of Shame by the Aldi community, contain Aldi finds and special buys. Everything from kitchen gadgets to clothing to power tools to seasonal decor. This is where Aldi makes shopping exciting and where pros find deals that literally can't be found anywhere else. One 20-year Aldi veteran said, "The middle aisles are why I shop Aldi. I come for milk and eggs. I leave with a kayak, a cashmere sweater, and a stand mixer, and I paid half what those items cost anywhere else." The middle aisles operate differently than the rest of the store. Limited quantities, limited time, When it's gone, it's gone. Pros understand this scarcity creates value. These items are often closeouts, overstock from other retailers, or special production runs. Aldi bought them cheap and passes savings to customers. A $300 stand mixer at other stores? Aldi sells it for $70 in the middle aisle. Designer towels that retail for $40? Aldi has them for $8. The middle aisles also reveal Aldi's broader strategy. Be unpredictable. Keep customers engaged. Make shopping an adventure rather than a chore. Pros know which categories appear when. Kitchen items around holidays when people are cooking and entertaining. Exercise equipment in January and September. Garden supplies in spring. Winter gear in November. They also know that middle aisle items sometimes have minor imperfections, a small dent, a slight color variation. That's part of why they're so cheap. Pros don't care? A $50 vacuum that has a tiny cosmetic scratch? Still a $50 vacuum. Kitchen tools and appliances? Usually excellent. Aldi's Ambiano brand often matches name brand performance. One pro said, "I've learned which brands in the middle aisle are worth buying. Huntington Home for bedding, Crane for activewear, Garden Line for garden tools. Once you know the good brands, you can shop confidently." Beginners walk past the middle aisles or browse quickly. Pros dig through everything, knowing that the $8 item buried at the bottom might be the best purchase they make all year. The middle aisles aren't a distraction, they're the main event. But understanding the middle aisles is just one piece of the puzzle, because what pros know about bringing their own bags reveals an entirely different level of Aldi mastery. 3. Bringing your own bags is a strategic advantage. Beginners see Aldi's bring your own bags policy as an inconvenience. Pros see it as another way Aldi keeps prices low, and they've developed systems that make shopping faster and easier. Aldi doesn't provide free bags. You can buy bags at checkout, but most pros bring their own. This is another example of Aldi's trade-off philosophy. Do a small task yourself, save money, but pros have taken this further. They don't just bring bags, they bring strategic bags. Insulated bags for cold items, sturdy boxes for heavy items, multiple small bags instead of giant bags because they're easier to carry. Pros also know that bagging your own groceries has an advantage. You control how items are packed. At regular stores, cashiers bag your groceries. Sometimes well, sometimes terribly. Bread gets crushed, eggs get broken, cold items mix with non-cold items. At Aldi, you bag your own groceries at the bagging counter after checkout. This means you pack things exactly how you want them. Pros have systems, cold items together in insulated bags, fragile items in small bags on top, heavy items in boxes, pantry items grouped logically so unpacking at home is efficient. One shopper said, "My Aldi groceries are always packed better than groceries from other stores because I pack them myself. Nothing gets crushed, nothing leaks, everything stays cold." The bagging counter also creates speed. Cashiers aren't slowed down by bagging. They scan items incredibly fast. Aldi cashiers are trained to be efficient. You pay, move to the bagging counter, and pack at your own pace. Bringing your own bags also eliminates waste. Pros use the same sturdy bags for years. They're not accumulating plastic bags or even paper bags. It's better for the environment and costs nothing. One environmentally conscious shopper said, "I've used the same 6 Aldi bags for 8 years. They're worn but functional. I've probably prevented thousands of plastic bags from being used." Beginners either forget bags and pay for them, or they bring 1 or 2 and struggle. Pros have complete systems that make shopping smoother, faster, and more efficient. The bag policy isn't an inconvenience. It's an opportunity to optimize your entire shopping process. But if you think pros have mastered efficiency, wait until you see what they know about Aldi's shelf arrangements, because this next insight will change how you navigate the entire store. 2. Shelf height reveals pricing strategy. Beginners grab what's at eye level. Pros know that shelf height reveals Aldi's pricing strategy, and the best deals are often above or below eye level. Aldi uses strategic product placement just like every grocery store. But unlike traditional stores that prioritize brands that pay for placement, Aldi prioritizes their own strategy. Eye level is typically reserved for Aldi's mid-tier products. Good quality, reasonable price, solid margins, but the best deals, they're often on the bottom shelf or top shelf. One longtime shopper explained, "I always check the bottom shelf first. That's where Aldi puts their cheapest options. Same product category, lower price, just positioned where casual shoppers won't see it." For example, in the pasta sauce section, the mid-price sauce is at eye level for $1.49. The budget sauce is on the bottom shelf for 89 cents. The specially selected premium sauce is on the top shelf for $2.49. Pros scan all three levels. They choose strategically based on what they need. Quick weeknight dinner, bottom shelf. Dinner party, top shelf. The same pattern appears throughout the store. Cereal, canned goods, snacks. The cheapest options are frequently on bottom shelves. This isn't about lower quality. Often, the bottom shelf item is identical quality to the eye-level item, just in plainer packaging or smaller size. Top shelves contain premium options. Aldi's specially selected line. Organic items, imported products. These have higher prices, but still beat competitors' premium lines. Pros know that top shelf items go on sale more frequently because Aldi wants to move premium inventory. When that happens, top shelf deals can be extraordinary. Shelf height also indicates product importance to Aldi. Items at eye level in the center of aisles are products Aldi wants to move. High margin items, popular items, items they stocked heavily. Understanding this helps pros make smarter decisions. If something is prominently displayed at eye level, it might be a good product, or it might be one Aldi needs to sell quickly. One pro said, "My Aldi trip takes 15 minutes. I know exactly where everything is, including which shelf level. Eye level is for people who don't know what they're doing." This sounds harsh, but it's true. Shelf height is information. Pros read it. Beginners ignore it. Understanding shelf strategy means accessing better deals, making smarter choices, and shopping more efficiently. It's another layer of Aldi mastery that separates casual shoppers from veterans. Everything we've covered builds toward this final insight. The ultimate difference between beginners and pros. The knowledge that changes not just how you shop, but how you think about Aldi entirely. 1. Aldi's business model means you're not the customer, you're a partner. This is the big one. The insight that reframes everything. Beginners think they're customers. Pros know they're partners in Aldi's business model. Every unusual policy at Aldi, the quarters, the bags, the limited selection, the no-frills stores, exists because Aldi operates on a fundamentally different model than traditional grocery stores. Traditional stores maximize revenue per square foot. They stock 40,000 plus products. They advertise heavily. They provide services. They pass all these costs to customers through higher prices. Aldi minimizes costs per item sold. They stock 1,400 carefully selected products. They don't advertise much. They don't provide services. They pass savings to customers through lower prices. But here's what pros understand. Aldi's low prices only work if customers accept their role. You return your cart, you bag your groceries, you bring your bags, you accept limited selection, you shop quickly and efficiently. One longtime shopper explained, "Aldi isn't serving me like a traditional store serves customers. We're working together to keep prices low. I do small tasks. They price things fairly. It's a partnership." This partnership mentality changes how pros shop. They don't complain about Aldi's quirks. They appreciate them because they understand each quirk saves money. No cart collectors, lower prices. No free bags, lower prices. Limited selection, lower prices. Generic packaging, lower prices. Efficient checkout, lower prices. Everything connects. Every difference exists for a reason. Pros also understand that Aldi's limited selection is strategic. They stock only the best-selling items in each category, usually 1 or 2 options instead of 15. This means less choice, but it also means easier decisions and higher quality products. Aldi isn't wasting shelf space on mediocre items. Everything they stock has earned its place. This relationship creates loyalty. Pros don't just shop at Aldi because it's cheap. They shop there because they believe in what Aldi is doing. Understanding this partnership transforms your entire Aldi experience. You're not just shopping, you're participating in a business model that proves grocery shopping doesn't have to be expensive. Beginners walk into Aldi and see a weird discount store with strange rules. Pros walk into Aldi and see a brilliant system that works because everyone involved understands their role. That's the ultimate difference. That's what pros know that beginners don't. If this transformed how you think about Aldi, hit that like button and subscribe. We're revealing insider secrets from every major store so you never overpay again. Check out the video on your screen. We're exposing what Costco employees wish they could tell you next, and some of those secrets will save you even more money than these Aldi strategies.